Guys, welcome back to BL World Drama, your go-to source for the juiciest scandals in the world of BL and GLs. From trending hashtags to sizzling social media drama, I've got it all. Join me as I dive deep into the lives of your favorite stars with exclusive updates, secrets, and interviews that will keep you hooked. Subscribe now, ring the bell, and let's dive into the glitz, the glam, and the scandalous world of BL and GLs. So let's get right into it. So let us look at Becky's week this week. And Becky has had like a hard time this week, and we could even see it during her live of the Cocoa live. She wasn't like looking like she was in and out like of her body. Like you could see like she was genuinely exhausted. As for me, that is what I could see from the clips that I did get. She was exhausted. I didn't watch the live because I was busy at work, but I did see like some clips on the internet whereby at one moment she looked happy and the next moment she didn't look like excited. She looked like she was far away, like her mind was wandering. So the week started with Becky doing some spring cleaning whereby she went to Bonbon's account and cleared like the bio. I know some fans were questioning her first on why she wasn't following Fluffy, and that is Friend's dog, and why she still like made it look like Bonbon's mother or father. No, she was Bonbon's mother, and the father of the dog was Friend, and people were saying that she was using like Bonbon for clout. So she started deleting some things, but she left one photo whereby it was like the first picture whereby she left. I think she said mommy and daddy, something like that, and it was her and Friend with Bonbon. Now I don't know why, what was the use for her to delete the bio when you're still going to leave a picture with that caption. So I think she actually did that because she thought that people were more upset or would focus more on the bio and not actually the pictures, because it beats like the whole thing you are doing. If you are going to like delete and not make it look like you are clout chasing with Friend, it's only right for you to go to that picture and even edit the caption or delete it. But I feel like she is one leg in and one leg out, whereby she wants to like cut her association or Bonbon's association with Friend, but still doesn't want to receive the backlash, because she knew if she did edit that caption, like a storm was going to come her way. If she was going to delete like that picture, she felt like a storm will come out her way either way. So now I'm asking, why do it even in the first place? Why like change your bio? You could have just left it as it is, because at the end of the day, you're still pushing the same thing. You're still making people believe that Friend is Bon's dad. So let me know in the comment section, because until yesterday, that picture with her regarding Friend as Bonbon's father was still there. She hadn't edited any of that caption. It was still there. And that's why people are mad, because if Friend is Bonbon's father, that means that she is Fluffy's mother. And why doesn't a mother follow their own child? Why doesn't a mother even have a picture with their own child? So like that is causing confusion, and it's making people feel, the Friend stans feel like she's just using Friend, and she has always just been using Friend. So let me know in the comment section what you think about the whole thing. So what happened next is like people were not happy about like a fan who had some privileges on Becky's like Juve event, whereby now people were calling out that fan because that fan did say that she had a 2 minute call with Becky. She won a 2 minute call with Becky and said how Becky was so excited to see her and all this. And that fan like got to the crossfire whereby people were calling her homophobic and all that, and they were saying that she wasn't allowed to attend any Becky's event or any of friends event. Now I did a whole video about it, so it is on my page. On Monday I did a whole video about it. I'm going to put it here so that if you would like to know more about that whole situation, you can go and watch it. What happened next was Becky's fan meet. As you can recall, like a few weeks ago, I did say like fans were asking for Idol Factory to release like the dates of like Becky's fan meet, and Idol Factory finally did release like those dates. But to people's surprise, like her birthday fan meet is like days after her actual birthday, and I mean days. So that was also like a shock. So what happened next was also like have a whole video, birthday video was made, and people were surprised that a tulip did make like an appearance. And people at first were saying that Idol Factory were clout chasing because they know very very well that roses are Becky's favorite. Now people were asking Idol Factory why weren't there roses at Becky's promotion for her fan meet. It was actually sunflowers that were present, and people were saying now friend stands or friend Becky stands was saying that Becky friend did use sunflowers because she had once associated like Becky with sunflowers. So it was only natural for now that she had used sunflowers on her birthday promotion that it was okay for Becky to at least have a tulip. And that wasn't sitting right with fans, and they didn't understand why it made an appearance. And I'm thinking the reason like the tulip made an appearance first, I feel like it was a way of Idol Factory trying to test the waters and see if like the Becky stands will actually be open with friend being part of her event, because we've seen that some of the Becky fans, if not most of the Becky fans, have been very very vocal on not seeing Becky together with friend. Like they have been very very vocal on wanting like Becky to have her own thing and do her own solo thing and actually support her that way and not associate her every single time with a ship or that ship. So that didn't sit well with the fans, and fans started editing like the photo of the tulip and changing it to into a rose, and they actually like did like tell Idol Factory to change like the whole thing and to remove the tulip because it wasn't fair to make like that event like for friend, or to make like that whole event like the focus shifted. Now it was friend being talked about, which isn't fair again, because at the end of the day it was like it was Becky's day. Like people should have been celebrating like that day. But now the conversations were changing because first they added a tulip, second they chose the 24th, whereby it is such a busy day, 24th of December. Like people are with their families. People want to stay home, cuddle, be warm, and like enjoy and celebrate with their loved ones. But now Idol Factory is making people like travel to see Becky, which also the ticket prices are so high. Like people have their whole like routine and what they do on the 24th, that now Idol Factory has ruined it for everyone. And as I said in my last video, no, in the last video I did of Friend and Becky, that people were saying that 80% of the Friend Becky fans are international people, and 80% of the Englot fans are local people. So I don't know if Idol Factory does not have that information, because I feel like that they should know by now that their fans, 80% majority, are international fans, which means for them to get to support like their girls, they actually do have to travel. So that means like they are going to spend like a lot of money on like the ticket prices and all that, or probably they will have to come early and then leave later, because like the ticket prices are so high, or like it is booked, or like now they have to spend so much at a hotel because they're trying to beat like the prices, or it means them forfeiting like spending the holidays with their family. So people were also upset about that, and they were asking Idol Factory like to change the dates. That was, I think, on Monday or on Tuesday. I think Monday or Tuesday, most probably Tuesday, when that whole birthday fan meet was like announced. And until now, Idol Factory has ignored everything and hasn't responded to the fans on either the date. And the tulip, they did respond, but slyly. Another thing that did follow Becky this week was shippers were discovered to be saying that they shouldn't buy like Becky's products, and they shouldn't Becky magazines, and like anything concerning Becky alone, like they shouldn't participate or they shouldn't help her like succeed. So it was a matter of shippers saying that the only thing that they should like actually work on or actually promote concerning Becky, like it has to have friend. So like they were passing on a messages for all shippers not to support Becky as a unit, but only support the girls when they are together, because I think they do believe that if they do support Becky like alone, like a lot of people will see that Becky is okay like alone, like she can do it alone, that she doesn't need friend, and that will make like the ship come to an end quicker than they possibly can imagine. Because at the end of the day, if Becky can be able to sell products on her own, she can be able to sell venues on her own, like people or brands would actually see no need of connecting Becky and friend. And this will beat like the whole purpose of the shippers. So the shippers have decided to form a bandwagon and to make sure that if friend sales are going to be horrible, then Becky's sales are also going to be horrible. So that was also a whole other topic, because people were saying then it's not fair for you to act or to pretend that you love the girls equally when you're actually playing favoritism. Because now it's like they are openly choosing friend over Becky. They are openly choosing the success of friend over Becky. Because in that conversation, I did not see anyone or anywhere whereby they say that we shouldn't also be able to help friend separately. When friend has her own thing, we shouldn't be able to help her. It was actually all about Becky and how they should put like her success to the top. They should cut off her wings, which is not actually fair. So I don't know the logic of how these particular shippers were using to think, but for me, it is very clear that they have always, or they have decided to put Friend at the forefront before Becky, and it beats the whole purpose of Friend and Becky both being side to side. So yeah, we will see how that whole thing goes, but it doesn't matter because Becky stands are or was saying that they were okay either way, whether shippers decide to support Becky or not. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to ride for their girl, and they're going to make sure that those products concerning Becky are sold out. Now then came the Cocoa Live. When the Cocoa Live came, like I saw like a whole side of Friend. Like she was bubbly, she was happy, she was all over the place. On the other side, as I said, like Becky was in and out of it. Like you could see her mind wandering. And they slyly wanted like Becky to talk about the tulip and to actually say that it was okay. She had no problem with the tulip being part of her birthday project or her birthday video. But Becky like clearly showed people like she was actually wasn't okay, because you could see like her smile was cut short, and you could see in her body language and all that, like she wasn't okay with like the tulip thing. I think probably maybe she was left confused because she actually didn't know what to say or do, because if she would have said that she gave the go ahead of the tulip being included in that promotion of her birthday fan meet, like I think she felt that her fans would come after her fans had spent like 2 days trying to defend her and actually make Idol Factory like change the whole thing. And if she had like said like she had no part, or she didn't know what happened, or she actually didn't want the tulip on her video, like also like Friend stans would have come after her, and the Friend Becky fans would have come after her. So they left the girl in the middle of the desert without water. Like she didn't know how to respond, and you could clearly see it. Like she had no interest even in the conversation. Now I don't know exactly what is running in her mind, but I have seen like several people saying that she has 4 to 5 months on her contract left. So the way things are looking, I feel like it will be really, really hard decision for her to make, whether to stay back at Idol Factory or leave. Like it will be a very hard decision for her, because we know she is an ambitious young woman. And we've seen it. And she would know that when she does leave Idol Factory, she knows that she like half or at least a quarter of people who do support her will walk away. And she is not sure like that quarter, like at sometimes like even a drop of water is all you need for your thirst to go away. So if you don't have that drop of water, you can drink like this bottle of water, and then you only just need a drop to actually feel like it's enough. And as much as people can say that shippers are nothing, that she can be okay without the shippers, yeah, the shippers, but probably those shippers or those people that would leave are actually the ones who promote her the most are actually the ones who buy her products the most, are actually the ones who buy her tickets the most. So yes, she would actually feel it. So we will see, but as for now, Becky looks like she's pretty exhausted with this whole thing. So we will see what she decides. Now, what happened yesterday was like Lady Pin are having, like, I think their fittings today, and the friend Becky had come forward and like contributed money, and they were sending them food trucks. At first, I didn't actually know that these food trucks, like, fans are the ones who manage them. I actually thought maybe you outsourced people and then their catering, like, are the ones who like worked at the food trucks. I didn't know it was fans. So you guys know, if you are my day one, my day two, or my day three, you actually know that I have this whole thing about food trucks and sending like these actors foods and all that. You know my position so well, and I'm never going to change it. So because like for things like this, so they are like fans who are put their names on that roster that they were going to be at the food truck. But some of the fans that were put under friend had actually made a lot of hateful tweets towards Becky. Now, when the names came, like, people were very upset and very scared because they didn't know if these people had close contact to Becky, what they will do. Some even actually feared of them poisoning her. So they were asking like Idol Factory to make sure that that food truck doesn't come at like the designated location. Now, I don't understand why Fren and Becky and anyone on that set can't be able to buy their own food. I don't understand why fans have to actually put money together and buy people who clearly have a job and can buy their own food money and give them food. Like, I will never understand that logic, no matter how people try to explain it to me. Like, I would never understand it. So now they are scared. They were calling for Idol Factory to make sure that that food truck doesn't like come there, and they actually were calling for those people not to be able to be included in that roster. I don't know, as I'm recording this video, I don't know if like there will be any changes made, or there have been changes made on that whole roster, or if Idol Factory has scrapped the whole like food truck. But for Idol Factory to scrap that whole food truck, no, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. Like, there is a level I've put Idol Factory, and I don't think they're ever going to get higher than that. I only think they will get like lower and lower and lower. And for them to put a stop to that to that food truck, uh, I'm waiting to be corrected, but I don't think that is going to happen. So yeah, I know it has been like a lot of things surrounding Becky this week. So let me know in the comment section, like, what your thoughts on all this. Like, do you think like Idol Factory is like trying to revive like the friend Becky ship, and that's why they included a tulip? Because we know like they still have shippers, but the Becky like stands are not like involved like the way they used to be involved whenever there was anything concerning Fran and Becky. So Do you think like they want to bring like the Becky stands back to support friend? Two, do you think that Becky is over like the whole friend Becky ship or idol factory? And do you feel like she won't renew like her contract with Idol Factory? Three, do you believe that the Idol Factory chose the 24th day deliberately because they knew that a lot of Becky fans were like international people? So they wanted to make sure that Becky's like concert or hike or whatever she wants to call it, sleepover. I'm confused. Which one is it? Is it a hike in a mall, or where is it? Like, I don't know, whatever she's doing for her birthday. Do you feel like they chose like that specific date because they didn't want so many people to go so that they can bring Becky down? Like, if like it's not sold out and people are not a lot the way like friend event was, like Becky will have to take two seats down because she'll know she's not all that, and she it will be clear to her that she still needs like friend, she still needs the friend Becky ship. So she should calm down and actually realize that her signing with Idol Factory is the only move that she has left. So let me know in the comment section because that's what I think. That's what I think. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this whole thing. About the food truck, I'm not even going to ask because I've asked it a couple of times and you people have already given me your response about it. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this whole thing. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on the post notification. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to share. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.